First of all, let's start off. We'll say together our affirmation for the month of November, which is, with joy and gratitude, I embrace all of God's good. I am grateful. Great. And now, if you'll please stand and join in singing together, Stand Together by Faith Rivera.
Aloha, good morning, everybody. So it's been quite a busy week. So on Tuesday this week, we had the Interfaith concert, and man, that was a great concert. It was awesome. I'm going to put everybody who's in the choir, I want to put you guys on the spot. Please stand up, because you guys did a fabulous job. I'm pretty sure it's most of us. Give everybody a hand. You guys did a great job. We rocked it. It was such a great event. It was so much fun. It was great to get out with all the other churches and hear their thing and see a bunch of unique, different groups represented. And then the following day, myself and the rest of the board, we took Donna Johnson, who is still in town, the CEO of Worldwide Ministry. We took her out to dinner down at Huggo's, and we had a great time. We had a great time just kind of catching up with her and talking to her about her backstory and where she comes from and kind of what she's done. And man, she's just she can spin a yarn, can't she? She was great. She told some stories. But really what I think I came out of that, because we talked a little bit about the direction of the church and this kind of time of change that we're entering into. And, she gave us a lot of really good insight. And, I think that I am speaking for myself, but I think I can speak for the entire board, saying that I feel really confident in this process that we're going to go through moving forward. I think that it's going to be a time of difficulty and maybe a little bit of turmoil, but I think it's also going to be a time of coming together and really building and continuing to build on what we have special here, which is the unity of Kona, and really uniting as a church community and seeing what we want our church to look like moving forward. And I'm really excited for that. And I just wanted to stand up here and let you guys know that that's kind of what's been going on the last week. So thank you so much.
Thanks, Patrick. I would just echo what Patrick had to say, because after the meeting on Wednesday night, I came away with a renewed enthusiasm for what we're going through. And I couldn't help but think, especially with Tuesday, actually it started last Sunday with Reverend Donna Johnson and her talk, and especially the idea that God is in charge. But I also think that God has got tremendous help with Rev Deb. It seems like everything was so positive this past week, whether it was a week ago Sunday or whether it was Tuesday night. Tuesday night we had 38 church members in the choir. I mean, it was a huge group. It was tremendous. We were by far the largest group. I mean, and some of those singing groups consisted of one person or three people or what have you. But in the job that Larry did, He's too modest. He did a great job, and so did David, but David was off vacationing. But I would say that, and then also Wednesday night. Just a great meeting with Donna Johnson and the insights that she gave us and the direction. But I just couldn't help but think that Rev Deb was right there with us.
The daily word for today is home blessing. And coincidentally, it's also my talk today about home blessing. So pay attention. No, just kidding. Okay, my home provides an energy of divine love to all who enter. When I consider the seemingly negative energies of the world around me, I may wonder how my positivity makes a difference. The answer can be found within the boundaries of the space that is my home. My love enfolds the physical form that is home for me, ensuring that it is safe and comfortable. With the same spiritual energy, I include all those who live within my home and those who visit. If there is another space that I consider a sacred space, a nature sanctuary, a spiritual center, or more, I include it in my prayer intention. It too radiates the same divine love that fills my heart. I am grateful for the comfort and support it provides me and all who enter there. And the reading from the Bible today is from Isaiah 32:18. My people will abide in a peaceful habitation and in quiet resting places. So if we could say together, my home provides an energy of divine love to all who enter. Thank you. When Carla and I were talking about what I should talk about today, I didn't know. And it just hit me that, well, what I should do is take the daily word and expand on it. And I said, okay, I'll do that. So the daily word today was home blessing. So what does that mean? Home blessing. Kind of a term that didn't mean much to me whenever I first read it. Like, what does that mean? So I just looked up each word. And what's the definition of those words? Well, the definition of home from Webster's dictionary says it's a place of residence or a familiar or usual setting. Well, what do we consider to be our home? Does it have to be a physical place? Is it a place? Is it a physical location? Or is it a state of mind? So let's look at that idea just a little bit more closely. Obviously, we live in houses, we live in different places, and we consider them to be our home. But when you first move into that home, did it feel like home? Did you consider it home? And remember the last time you moved? You can remember when you moved here. When you first moved into their home that you live in, did it feel like home? No. Or just a new location? It was just a new location. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe some people did. When we move into a new home, it may take time for the new physical location to feel like home. But once we've been there for a while, we usually start to feel like, okay, it's home. It's home to us. So what does it take for a new location to be our home? Do the actual physical locations change over time? Possibly, maybe. Maybe we put some personal things in it. Maybe we hang some pictures on the wall. We rearrange the furniture we like. Maybe we paint the walls a particular color. And maybe these special things help us to consider that that this new location is our home, because we have familiar things around us. But did the home really change? Did the actual physical location change? No. Maybe the appearance changed. What really changed was our feelings about it. So some might argue that the personal items that make up a home is all there is. It's the personal items that make the home. But I wonder if it's anything physical at all. In fact, I don't believe it's anything physical at all. I think it's a state of mind. Let's look at that a little bit deeper. Could it simply be that we made the decision to call everything that we see and the particular location our home? Home is where the heart is. It's both a song by Elvis Presley, which I didn't know until a couple days ago. Because when I did a Google search, I said, home is where the heart is. And Elvis Presley comes up. I listened to the song. How many people have heard that song? I didn't before this week. I'm uneducated. Well, home is where the heart is also a proverb. And it goes something like this. Your home will always be the place for you which you feel the deepest affection, no matter where you are. Now, that last part, no matter where you are, is kind of a little twist, isn't it? So what does that mean? Well, first, it can mean that wherever our loved ones are, that is our home. Thus, wherever a person's heart is, will be our true home. No matter where someone was born or grew up, their real home is the place they care about most in the world. Now that's worth noting. Your home is the place you care most about. It doesn't say where it is. It doesn't matter where it is. It's how you feel. So that's an important consideration. This may or may not be a place where you grew up. Secondly, it can mean that our love is focused around the people we love. In other words, affection and fond memories will always be tied to the places where your loving experiences are. I think that's one of the reasons we find this church, Ohana, so important to us, is because of the people in it, the experiences we have, the friends. This past Tuesday was a wonderful bonding experience for the church. After going through what we went through just a couple weeks before, and in having the opportunity to spend time together and share an event like Tuesday, was a wonderful opportunity to bond us together and make this feel more like home. And I think we're going to need that more and more over the next few months. The second word for today is blessing. Now, what in the world does blessing mean? Okay, we think of it a lot in religious terms. You're going to bless this or bless that, but what does it really mean? Well, Webster defines blessing as the act or words of one that blesses. Thank you. That didn't help me at all. Webster, Webster's usually the last place I go, but I've decided to go first today. Okay, second thing Webster says is a thing conducive to happiness or welfare. Okay, well, blessing. Okay, it's conducive to happiness. Still didn't tell me anything. Then the third thing, approval or encouragement. And that meant something to me. A blessing is an approval or an encouragement. So if we bless something, it means to give it your approval or encouragement. So it's only natural that we would give our blessing to our home. So home blessing, sort of like, well, it's a natural two-pairing of words. The word for today, home blessing, seems to be a natural thing to do no matter where we are. So why do we limit it to our residence? Interesting question. Why do we limit it to just where we live? Since it's possible to consider wherever we are as our home, and since it's only natural that we bless our home, why limit our blessings? Interesting question, right? In fact, I don't think we should ever limit our blessings. When we read today's daily word, we find the following text. When I consider the seemingly negative energies in the world, I may wonder how my positivity makes a difference. Let's consider this. If my positivity makes a difference in the world around me, and I want to see a world full of peace, wouldn't I need to be positive to see a positive result? I believe that's absolutely true. Our attitude makes all the difference in the world. And both of those things, feelings and attitudes, come as a direct result of our decisions, our choices we make. So let's continue. The Daily Word goes on and says, the answer can be found within the boundaries of the space that is my home. My love enfolds the physical form that is home for me, ensuring that it is safe and comfortable. With the same spiritual energy, I include all those who live within my home and those who visit. But I ask again, what limits are there to our home? And why limit our blessing to just one place? And the last quote I'll do from the reading is, if there is another space that I consider a sacred space, a natural sanctuary, a spiritual center, or someplace else, I include it in my prayer intention. It too radiates the same divine love that fills my heart. I am grateful for the comfort and support it provides me and all who enter. So we're getting an indication that how we feel dictates how the environment feels. So it's not the environment, it's not the physical location, it's not the building, it's not the city or the country or the wherever, it's how we feel. And our feelings are a direct result of the choices we've made. So my question to you today is, do you choose to see everything around you as your home? Or do you limit it to just a building? Whether you do or you don't, isn't it only natural that we give everything around you, that you give everything around you your blessing? I think so. And now here's an important question, and it's not a condemnation, but it's just a pondering thought. If you do not see everything around you as your home, worthy of blessing, is your withholding of the blessing a subconscious condemnation? Is it? Only you can answer. I believe the most basic and natural act we do is to bless what we see, what we hear, what we touch, what we feel, or what we experience. Because that is what we are. We are lovingly born blessing machines. That is our function. That is our job. It's our natural inheritance. And it secures our permanent place in the universe. The need for blessing will never go away, and therefore neither will we. It is our primary function. Whether we share a blessing or we share our curse, we cannot help but radiate how we feel towards what we see and what we experience. So our choices for attitudes toward the places we live, people we meet, and things we do have a direct result upon how we feel. So does it make sense to bless everything and not limit ourselves to calling a physical location our home? I believe wherever we are is our home. Like we started out, home is where the heart is. Well, why would you limit your heart to be anywhere? Your heart is everywhere. We are not only children whose mission is a blessing to the world and to bless the world, but we are a blessing to the world. We cannot give what we do not have. That's a fact. That's true in physical and spiritual terms. You cannot give a blessing unless you are a blessing. And I'm here to tell you that each and every one of you are a blessing. You are a blessing to the world. So, do you want to see a more loving home? Then give your home all of your blessing. Do you want to see a larger living space that you can call your home? Then bless everything you see. I call on each one of us to do that today, tomorrow, and every day. Bless what you experience and be thankful for it being in your life. And this is an important part. Do not judge it. Because the moment we judge it, we withhold our blessing. Do not sort one thing as being better than the other. Because the moment you bless something as better, then there is something else that is worse. Right? So, in other words, blessing has nothing to do with judgment. Blessing has nothing to do with saying this is better or that's better. I decide to do it. I decide. Decision has nothing to do with it. I propose that we don't have a choice in blessing. We can only withhold it. And when we withhold it from ourselves. Because that's who we are. We are a blessing and we share the blessing. And only when we choose to not share do we not experience the love that we were born to be. Thank you very much.